Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to today's episode of Storytime with Uncle Njomo. Today, we are going to treat cheating in examinations. Cheating in examinations, which has become so rife in our society. What is cheating in exam? We need to understand that first. When a student breaks the rules or engages in dishonest practices during examinations, that is cheating. Cheating can include copying, using unauthorized material, or communicating with others during exams. So, if you find yourself copying answers from another student or someone else in an examination room, you are cheating. If you use notes, calendars, or other devices to derive the internet, you are cheating. If you are asking or receiving help from someone in an examination room other than the supervisor, you are cheating. The worst of it, if you allow someone to take the examination for you, you are cheating. Ladies and gentlemen, when we look at this explanation of cheating, you might want to ask yourself, why do people cheat at exams? Poor study habits. I don't need to elaborate on that. You are hardly studying. You are involved in other activities. You neglect your book work. You don't do your assignments, and so on and so forth. How do you expect that you would go and write an examination when you have not prepared? There are many persons who even fear to fail exams. Because they fear to fail exams, they are compelled to look for some methods of cheating. Some people sometimes are under the pressure to succeed. Yes, you might have written that examinations so many times and you've not passed. You might be desperate for a job because in the case we are talking about competitive examinations to seek employment. That pressure. You are going through hardship. Your family is suffering. Your siblings are suffering. And there is some pressure for you to succeed. You might be pushed to go cheating. Sometimes there are people who are very ambitious and they want to achieve very high grades. And because they want to get very high grades, sometimes because they want to be outstanding in the society, they are compelled to cheat. Sometimes you cheat, people cheat because of a lack of understanding of the material. Look, you get people who sometimes do a lot of cram work and they get into the examination room, they get confused because there was a particular pattern they were expecting the question to come. People cheat sometimes too because of peer pressure. There are times when people live in a competitive environment. Yes. Rivalry. Yes. Telling people you are better than them. Telling yourself you are better than others. In such a competitive environment, you are going to write an examination. That spirit might push you to cheat. When I look at all of this in perspective, something comes into my mind. The situation in the yesteryears. Cheating was a crime. Let's just go down memory lane and listen to this very beautiful experience about cheating in examinations in the yesteryears.
I can recall my days in the primary school. The day of the exam is when you wash your uniform and iron it to prepare for the exam. You get a new pen, a new pencil. That's where you get a sharpener. And then if you don't have a sharpener, you have a new razor blade. You come back with your white socks and your white jam shoes, well dressed. You make sure that you are in school. Exam is starting at 8 o'clock, you are in school even 6 o'clock. Sometimes our parents will make sure that they get up very early and prepare food for you to eat to go and write the exam. And it was a very frightful thing if a student is caught cheating. The news will spread the whole village and you will not even have where to go. You even go into hiding because when you are passing, people will point you with their mouth. The other one was caught. And sometimes the news come right to their parents and when they hear about it, brought shame to the village. And it was difficult to hear that someone was caught cheating. There was always what we call examination tension. Just the presence of teachers alone, they look at some kind of creatures which are not the normal people you meet in class. In the exam hall, a teacher is a different person. The instructions are like military commands, and you have to respect. Sometimes you can write exam and finish without turning your head, because you are told if you are caught turning your head, and you cannot even turn to beg a ruler. That's why you make sure that you have your ruler, or if in the case where you are pen, because sometimes the tension alone will cause the pen to stop flowing. Once the pen is not flowing, you only indicate to the invigilator who will come to you. If there is need for you to beg a pen from somewhere, is the invigilator was to do that. If you want to use a ruler, it's going to be the invigilator who will beg that ruler and give to you, and you have to give reason why you don't have your own ruler for exam. When bags are brought, they are kept far away, and they will instruct you where you should keep your bags. And just violating that rule alone can cause panic, and you will not be able to write exam. Even the spacing in the sitting hall is always in such a way that even you stretch your arm, you cannot reach out the other person. The halls are checked. Sometimes they have to go and look, because people were also getting smarter gradually, who may come and copy things under the table or write them somewhere. So they come and check all the benches to make sure that nothing is written on the benches. And then you don't even know who you are going to sit with, because they will organize the sitting in such a way that you cannot sit with someone who is your friend. Sometimes they just mix the numbers and then put you to the hall, and then you sit according to the directed by the examiner, by the invigilator. I remember we had a classmate. I don't want to call his name in public. We used to believe that we call his eyes X-ray, because he could sit for about 2 meters and read something from somebody's page. How did we know this? Sometimes when you're out there talking, he said, "That's why you wrote." Say, "I didn't see." He said, "He saw it." And you could imagine how they could see. There were people who were very smart. Just the movement of the pen, they can imagine the word you want to write, because at least they had an idea of what the subject is. Some of them will sit, those very smart ones, but they were very few. But the examination tension and fever was always something else.
If you look at the consequences of teaching, very damaging. Cheating in exams, they damage your reputation. There are cases, cheating even delays your certificates. And sometimes even cheating will make you lose the value of your certificate. For those who are in school, cheating, you'll be expelled from school. You could be banned even from writing the exams. And then the worst of it is the stigma. We are talking about a stigma. And that stigma could become a family stigma. It moves from you to your children and to your grandchildren, because they will always be identifying them with that scar. Look at that. The father cheated in an examination. Therefore, ladies and gentlemen, we will only chip in the words today that we avoid cheating during exams. How did you find that? I salute you all. Remain glued to Story Time. The next episode will be rolling on.